Right, so hello and welcome back to yet another episode of Cars and Engineering. In today's episode, I got a little goodie box from Creation Motorsport, and I'm going to be unboxing this, installing one of the parts, but I'm also going to be showing you what other things I've bought from Creation Motorsport. Stay tuned. Now, Creation Motorsport is a company in the UK. They supply various VW parts. Now, there is one glaringly obvious thing, and that is this. I mentioned it in another video. This is a oversized turbo intake pipe for the standard KO3S turbo, and this is needed for, I believe, stage 2 applications. I might be wrong, but it goes on like that to the actual turbo itself. Box out of the way. It replaces that pipe there, so it goes like that. So there are a few things to replace. I know there's like an aluminium sort of intake that's got to come off, so all of this has got to come off. I'll probably remove the battery out of the way as well. But yeah, this is a oversized turbo intake pipe. It sounds pretty good. Sounds good to me. So that's what we'll be fitting today. Just going to go through quickly what else I've got. I've got a little clip kit as well, or a hose clamp kit for that as well. I can go over there. Now, I also got a aluminum water set. Now these are all plastic from the original engine, and I know that a lot of the parts have had it, especially this one's all cracked around there because it's plastic. These are the metal ones. These will be another video. These will be upgraded. These from Creation Motorsport, I can't remember how much they cost. I'll have to look at the invoice. Now these work for this kit. It includes thermostat, temperature sensor sender, that and a wire pipe. So there's 4 aluminium things there. That was 40 odd pounds. Yeah, for a 4-piece cast aluminium coolant thermostat flange upgrade kit. The price was £49.99. So that's £50 of parts for. Now, these parts are on eBay as well for about 20 quid. I'm very tempted to order the eBay set as well to see if they're exactly the same. I'm assuming they are, but I don't like to assume, I like to make sure. So that'll be another video. I'm going to order some of them, also give you some more little hex heads. I'm going to order the £20 set, I think, and then see if they are the same. So there, that is the other thing. I'll put that to one side for a moment. Let's hide that so no one knows where I live. And this is a 2-piece Creation Motorsport short shifter kit. Now, it won't be going on just yet with all the pins and whatnot you need. It won't be going just yet because this is going to go on the other gearbox when it has the limited slip diff fitted. So that'll be a limited slip diff with a short shifter, and it will also have the billet aluminium bushes that have already been fitted to the vehicle. So it should shift like a little machine. So yeah, there's some other things that I've got. But today I'm going to concentrate on this big old turbo intake pipe. Now I'm going to start by removing the air filter. Get that out of the way. It probably needs replacing as well. It's got some battery acid on the foam there, but it'll be alright at the moment. So, going to get all this out of the way. Going to get the mass airflow out of the way. Going to disconnect all these pipes and the diverter valve. Get it all out of the way so I can access down into the bowels of the engine, which I'll probably be able to get the camera in there once all this is out of the way. But I'll time lapse this, get all this out of the way so we can get to this pipe here to replace it with the big boy.
I'm so gone, no I'm never turning back. I won't stop, I'ma fight until there's nothing left. It's so on, you're gonna be hurting bad, cause I've been to hell and back. You don't wanna.
Now a good idea at this point would probably be to take photographs so you know exactly what goes where on the new pipe.
Aftermath, when I hate, I attack.
We use this little tool here for removing these sort of style of clips. Hockey puck out the way as well. And then you can release the tension on these. Right, squeeze in it. Pulling off the ratchet. There you go. I believe there's a couple more that have got to be removed. Let's probably frame this a little bit better. That's the boost control valve here. Got to remove that. And then this pipe here ends just about here, so then that can come off. And then underneath I'll show you the aluminium sort of extraction, well, aluminium sort of intake housing. That's got to come off. There's got one, I believe, 5mm Allen key that can come off, and then we can start getting the actual big boy on.
I always give it 100, don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing, I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up! It's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe it's the chemistry. It's time to break up so I can make a better me.
Alright, that's the first part of the puzzle. Still need this here, but for the moment this can go to one side. Probably need that clip there, depends on what came in the kit. But yeah, that's one part. That's this little part here. Zoom out. So this is the first part off. That is what replaces it. You can see there, this one's bigger, this one here, this one's a smaller one, it's OEM, but it's this bit down here we're interested in, because now we've got to get that aluminium housing off. Once that's off, we can get this fitted. Down here, that's your aluminium housing there. You can see it's full of oil, which is not great. Right at the back, under here, there's a little Allen key that I need to remove. So I'm going to get it out of the way, and then I can finally get that aluminium housing down from the engine bay. Now this is the pipe here, that's off the turbo. This pipe here goes all the way up to sort of like the boost valve and the hockey puck. Well, it was mainly the boost valve, but it's like a sort of like PCV coolant line, vacuum line thing. So I need to get that off there. You can just see the turbo there. Now, I'm aware I've got a massive oil leak because this is all covered in shite. So plan is get that off, get the aluminium housing out, clean everything with brake cleaner and some alloy wheel cleaner, just to sort of beat into the grime. Not getting anything into the turbo because that's bad news, except brake cleaner maybe would be okay. But yeah, get that off, get that out. We can lay both that and the factory one side by side to see how much more air this one is going to suck into the car. Right, so this is the intake pipe. This went onto the turbo with a seal. Got to still remove this little sort of breather boost pipe thing, which is again smothered in oil. So I'm going to remove that, and then I'm going to do a side-by-side comparison of this to the massive turbo, well, oversized turbo intake pipe. Right, so I split the pipe from the aluminium housing because I need this pipe. I'll give it a good clean. This is the factory one. This is the oversized one. You can see the differences straight away. I'll put on the floor. There they are. Here's the oversized Creation Motorsport turbo intake pipe. Here is the factory one. You can see how restrictive the factory one is, so you can see why this is required for stage 2, or just general better airflow. We've still got all the holes come off it. This one here is been relocated to over here, but other than that, they're pretty much in the same locations. So now it's just a matter of cleaning up all the engine bay and getting this one fitted. Right, so I'm going to have a good clean up of the engine bay itself. Make sure the pipes are clean, make sure everything's cleaned out. This hockey puck is a bit dirty, I should have replaced it, but I haven't got one right now, so we'll reorder one then. But for now, I'm going to have a clean up and then attempt to fit the oversized intake pipe. What I'm going to do is I'm going to refit this pipe first of all, the one that goes like that, coming from the engine bay.
It's so what? You're gonna be hurting bad, cause I've been to hell and back. You don't wanna make me mad, I stay strong, you will never see me crack.
Right, so I've also got some new hose clips here as well. Just try and figure out what one's going where. Right, I'm assuming this one is the one that goes around here and the turbo. Looks the case. Again, it's going to go like that, so I want access to this too, so when it goes on, I can actually do it up. There's not a great deal to see at the moment. Obviously, it's got to go on with the turbos there. There's a few things in the way. There's a coolant pipe there that's got to be sort of bent out of the way. Got to be gentle with that so don't crack it. So I'm going to have a little test fit and then see how it goes. Now, with all things in this world, nothing's ever easy. So after a little bit of research, I've found that you actually need to cut this down. So I've got an hacksaw, I'm going to cut it probably just about there, give us more space down in the engine bay to fit the intake pipe.
Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up! It's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe it's the chemistry.
So that is the turbo intake pipe trimmed down. I'm going to have to make it a bit more flush there, but other than that, that should be able to fit now. Right, so the turbo intake pipe itself is on. It did take a lot of dicking about. I had to remove the gear linkage sort of cable setup. It's just down there. That has to be moved out of the way. Then you have to like pry bar the turbo intake pipe on or underneath, or between these pipes and the actual turbo out pipe. It is a very tricky job. I went for about 10 pairs of gloves and completely wrecked my hand because you have to pull up a water pipe as well, but it's on now. Need to get the air filter back on, all of the extra bits like the hockey puck, the boost control valve and the one-way valve there for the brake booster. Other than that, pretty much halfway there, I'd say. So I'm going to crack on with that, probably time lapse it because it's just going to be boring otherwise. Get all this back on and then hopefully round the video off. Right, I've lined up all the clips, got all the Jubilee clips on, ready for everything to be installed. Got my boost control valve that can go on.
Gotta say it to my face while he's looking back. Mirror breaks after math. When I hate, I attack.
One-way return valve off of the old one, so I'll do that quickly. So I've got the little one-way valve. Now it's just a matter of linking everything back up, doing everything back up, and then actually seeing if the car runs like this. Right, so that is everything connected up. All new Jubilees, there's the boost control valve, the diverter valve, the hockey puck. It is sitting on top of the engine a little bit. Now I don't really know how much R&D went into this, but it was an absolute nightmare to fit. So now I've got to get the air filter on, mass airflow sensor, and then see if the car actually runs still. Just gonna put some contact cleaner down the mass airflow. All that good clean up as well.
You can mold, shape, find almost anything. All it takes is some time and some clarity to find your identity. It's mind over everything.
Now remember to plug the mass airflow sensor in as well. Right now, just for running purposes, and the fact that most of this is going to be off again soon anyway, I'm going to just fit the air filter. And right, so that is it all fitted. I'm going to quickly put the jump pack on, start the car and make sure it runs properly. So let's do that. Right, so now it's running properly. I'm going to take it for a test drive and just 100% confirm this is all good. It should be like a little trek around the block. I'm going to put the jump pack away. It's going to have a new battery. It's going to have a new battery in the boot, hopefully. So then all of this area here, I'll be able to push that down a bit more, get some sort of heat shielding in so that's not just sucking in hot air. Other than that, thank you very much for watching. I know this wasn't as in-depth as I'd like it to be, but I couldn't even see down there. All of installing this was by absolute feel. Now, I know the performance benefits of this turbo intake pipe, but I don't know if it's worth the hassle. It is an absolute nightmare to get on. You've got to cut it, you've got to move things, you've got to use pry bars. You've got to like cut your fingers to bits. It's good for the performance aspect, but unless you've got a good 4 or 5 hours, this is an absolute nightmare to get done. I'm not knocking Creation Motorsport, they're a pretty good company. It's just, I think where this car is so niche, it's not worth spending a shitload of money on research and development for certain products like this. So I'm going to leave it there. I'll let you know how it goes. There are big things coming up on the channel. I've looked at a possibility of a new vehicle, so hopefully that'll appeal to a new audience. I'm not going to say too much on it at the moment, but I've already got parts for it. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was somewhat helpful. And hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Take care.
Cause it's everything. You can mold, shape, find almost anything. All it takes is some time and some clarity to find your identity. It's mind over everything.